Alright guys, we're back again. This time a video I've been promising a couple of the viewers to do that I wanted to do. I wanted to break down these SATA and GEARWRENCH ratchets just to compare the internals, see are we kind of dealing with the same stuff, the same innards. My thoughts on it is they're being made in the same factory and they're coming out of the same place basically. They're both owned by Apex Tool Group. So the chances are very high that they're both the same tool. Now guys, a viewer had pointed out to me, I was looking at pictures of the SATA and the GEARWRENCH online, and the pictures I were looking at, they were 100% identical. They were an identical wrench. When I received the GEARWRENCH, I was looking at it going, no, there's definitely a difference. You can see the difference there with the two of them in front of you. But the viewer had pointed out to me, the one I was looking at actually was the older model GEARWRENCH. He gave me the part number. I looked it up and they're the same wrench, guys, 100% the same wrench. Now, my thoughts on it were that these were probably still sharing the same components on the inside. Like if you look at the machine and you can kind of tell it's a very similar design. I'd be very, very surprised if they ain't coming out of the same factory. Right, I suppose we'll get into it. We'll start breaking them down. I just wanted to give you a couple of measurements before we start taking them apart. I told you that the SATA looked slightly bigger, so I might as well give you the accurate measurements on them. It is slightly wider, the SATA. It's coming in there approximately 32 mil in width. And the GEARWRENCH is coming in at, you can see the difference. There's the difference. And we're looking at 28 mil. So that might get you out of a tight spot. Might be a little bit of a bonus point for the GEARWRENCH. Depth wise, we're looking at 13.9 we'll say for the SATA, and we will say 13.37 for the GEARWRENCH. So slightly shallower millimeters. We're talking fractions there, guys. Right, I suppose we'll get down to the breakdown. Now, as I said, this was what was causing me the issues, was the precision torques. So I got this little precision torque screwdriver. I actually kind of done a little review on my last video, a Parkside. Handy little gizmo. Nice. Simple battery operated. And the SATA is actually just held in by a circlip. So I'm using a SATA circlip pliers. I actually picked this up. It was actually quite cheap. I have it a while now. Very handy tool. I might actually do a little review on this. Very cheap. It was only like, I think, £6. It functions internal. You just change the head setting and it can operate from an internal spread to external and the same opposite. So it comes with a couple of different heads. I might as well show you. Comes in that box, different heads, and you can operate them, as I said, an internal circlip and an external. You just change the different setting on the circlip pliers. But I'm running away again with myself, guys. We'll get into it. Now, I won't lie to you, I've had these apart before, and I compared them myself just before I started the video. And I think my thoughts have been, my mind has been put at ease. Give you a look at the SATA. Just the internals of the SATA. It's quite a simple mechanism. You've got your lever action there that pushes on the poles. Now again, they're black, so it's hard to see. It's actually very well engineered. The machining on it seems to be excellent, to be honest. And I'll give you another comparison of something later on in the video. I'm actually really impressed with the engineering that's gone into these for the price. Very simple mechanism, works nice and smooth. So you can see it there in operation. So that's the SATA, guys, and there's a gear wrench. It's identical, absolutely identical in every way, the way it operates. Now, it is slightly smaller. The flip mechanism is slightly smaller, but the pawls and everything are the exact same. I took them out, had a measure. Everything is identical, guys. So I think, you know, let's be honest. I'll put the two of them side by side. Give it a fair comparison. As I said, everything is slightly beefier on the SATA. The pawl mechanism is slightly wider as well as the change. But guys, they're being machined out of the same stuff. Now, I would be very surprised if they ain't coming out of the same factory. They both operate very similar. They're both very well made ratchets. I'm happy with both of them. The gear wrench is nice, just the colours, different colours and stuff on it. But as I said in the last video, I just found the SATA just kind of feels a little bit tighter in different aspects. Is it better? I don't know. Like, let's be honest. It's probably a little bit stronger because it's a little bit beefier. Now, we're talking, as I said in my last video, if you're into putting that much torque into a wrench, you're going to break it anyway, or a ratchet. You're going to break it. You know, we're not going to be sliding pipes over these. If you can't get it off with a ratchet, chances are you're going to be using a breaker bar. Like, you don't want to put crazy amounts of torque into these, any ratchet. So, like, if you're comparing it on braking strength, it's not really a fair comparison. As I said, you could make a 2-tooth ratchet that would have a much higher braking strength than any of these with, you know, your 120 teeth. So, in that respect, it's not a fair comparison. But while we're on it, I might as well show you the inside of the Halfords Advance. And like you can see straight away, guys, I was moaning about these rusting on me and all, and you can see the remnants of rust in there. I would be surprised if these aren't being made in India, to be honest with you. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just a much simpler design. You can see it there, like it's just a rivet bashed through. So like that's not coming off. The only way you're getting that off is basically bashing the rivet out. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do that. And it's a very simple mechanism, but it works. Like it's just like your little ball detent. Like you can see the pawls, nice kind of chunky, thick pawls on it. The SATA and the gear wrench, the teeth on the pawls are much smaller, and obviously there's not as much teeth on the anvil. Like it works. Like, don't get me wrong. You can see there like the slop in it. You know, you can see there's a lot of play there, and that's what I was moaning about with the Halfords. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's strong. I've been using it for a while now, and it ain't bad. Like, but like you can see the difference in the engineering that goes into them. Like, there's no slop in that. You know, you can see the difference in the slop. Like, it's just better engineered, higher tolerances, more teeth obviously as well, and in my mind, just a better ratchet overall. Better, just feels nicer when you're using it. Like, that slop is annoying if you're in a tight space. Like, you're losing, like, there's no action there. That's the type of movement you're getting before you're getting any, like, it's even more, it's worse. Like, I'll start it from here. So there's your first kind of tooth engagement. You can see how much of a swing that took as opposed to the SATA. Sorry, I'm in the opposite direction. So like, there's 2 clicks in that short space. And then like, it's instant. So like, you can see you're losing that much space before you even get any action, you know? So if you're working in a tight spot, that ratchet is no good to you. Now, if you're working on the likes of a Land Rover or something and space isn't an issue, that's fine. And as I said, like, you can make a 2-tooth ratchet that's not going to break. And the chances are that'll take probably more torque than either of these, just with the simpler design. And that's a fact. But if you're working in a tight space, you need a good tight ratchet. And that's what I kind of just wanted to get through to you on this video, guys. You know, I took the snap-on apart, had a look inside. It's over-engineered in my eyes. There's too many bits that can break. It's a nice ratchet, don't get me wrong. As I said before, I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. But I think Snap-on, to be honest with you guys, they need to roll with the times now. There's a lot of things that they're doing that ain't right in my eyes. I have a couple of sockets there, Snap-on sockets. I might actually pull them out for another video, and I'll show you what you're kind of dealing with. I've had them 20 years and they look like they've come from World War II, to be honest. Where a couple of the German sockets that I have, they've held up a lot better, and they were a lot cheaper. So you think you're paying for top quality. You're paying for marketing and the premium for buying it off a tool truck. Look, I know there's guys have put a lot of money into those tool trucks, and I have to say I admire all those fellas that go out and go on those tool trucks every day. They've sacrificed a lot to get those trucks. In my eyes, though, I think all the other tool companies have caught up. SATA or Snap-on kind of need to move with the times. So that's it. We'll save that for another video. We won't get into that. So that's pretty much it, guys, on that. Just wanted to do it because I promised you I'd do it. And I think, let me know your thoughts. If anyone looks at it, see what you think. Are they different? Does anyone there see any difference in them? I personally don't, other than the points that I said. Slightly beefier on the SATA because it's slightly bigger. They've probably narrowed it down to try and get the smaller head size on it. Lovely ratchet. Like, I'm not knocking either. But as I said in the last video, SATA for guys in Europe, an awful lot easier to get than the GEARWRENCH stuff. So, yeah, that was it. That was just the point I wanted to kind of put across. So that's it, guys. I suppose stay tuned for more reviews and other videos coming up. Hopefully get another Land Rover video out for you this month. So that's it. Yeah, take it easy. We'll talk to you again.